Live. Holy fuck. I gotta take the tape off of my web camera because I just ate a fucking sandwich and I feel like it's everywhere, but you know what? We're gonna go with it. The Friday night smoke set returned. It's been too long since last time. All right. I feel like I gotta give the quick comb of the beard. I remember one time I was doing this. I think I was fucking doing a live show with Retro or Die, and some kind spirit made the comment, the epic comment. Does the bald guy have a comb? And much like my forefathers and the likes of Vern from Stand By Me, am I supposed to think of everything? I brought the comb. So there's that. I want to let everybody know right now that I just finished a comic book called High as a Fly. I actually got a copy of it up here. Fucking hot off the press. Fuck. Dude. Oh, there it is. Good. I'm glad I found this now because I'm going live with Sawblade 666 in the morning. And I pulled some stuff that I actually got off him to sort of segue, in the beginning to his introduction and stuff like that. So definitely come by tomorrow. Well, technically now in the morning, May 17th at 12 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We will be hopping on and just talking bullshit. It should be a good time. So first and foremost, make sure that we're actually live and in color. Oh, there we are. Okay, so we're golden. So it is the Friday night before a long weekend. I got to work on fucking Monday. I don't get the long weekend, but you know what I get? I get time and a half on Monday, which ain't shabby, which I'll take. Now, the thing that I want to show is this right here. What I plan on doing is like compiling like sort of like a mini comics pack that will include High as a Fly, Out on Parole, and Pawn Shop Funnies. So I want to do a thing that has these three and some stickers and some other stuff, and just sort of make it like a way for people to get their hands on these comics physically. Like, it's one thing to sort of read the comic on Instagram, which is the way that that's the way of getting it out there. But like the real way is to read like the actual High as a Fly. And part of me almost thought about making this the front cover, but I think it just works better like that, like his bare ass and all that stuff. Fun stuff. So definitely look out for that. I want to do like when people do sticker packs and shit like that, they have like a label on the top, like out of like a card stock. I want to like make these as legit as I possibly can. So if you haven't been around the channel for a while, you haven't watched any of the recent videos, I got to quickly mention that my comic, Vomit Coffin, Blood Drunk, and the Beavis and Butthead Meets Filthy Ralph comic are available for purchase at a brick and mortar store here in town, London, Ontario, Heroes Comics and Collectibles. I've been going there since I was a kid. Literally, my mom has been taking me there since I was a kid. My dad, my Uncle Mike took me there a bunch. Like, really sort of cut my teeth in the, like that's where I first discovered like Todd McFarlane toys and those fucking Living Dead dolls, which I owned one of them at one point. I think it might have been the Chucky one. I sold it years ago, but I fucking kicked myself in the ass for that now. But I always loved the way those fucking things looked. And I remember they had like I think there might have been like a Dawn of the Dead dude, all kinds of shit, dude. So that's why I'm so stoked to have my stuff in that particular store, because like I said, it's the place that I've spent thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars at that place over the years, and a lot of like my sort of not higher end as in like valuable, but like my S. Clay Wilson book I found there. I found Fuckator there. I found all my Johnny Ryan stuff. I found most of my Crumb stuff came from that fucking place. So it's pretty dope. But I want to start off the night proper. I just ate some fucking KFC, and it was actually a horrible experience because I got there at like 11:20, and I was sitting in the car out front at like 12 or 11, like 11:35 or something, and I was like starting to get antsy. I'm like, hey, where the fuck are these assholes? And especially it pisses you off because like when they tell you, hey fucker, you're gonna have to go around the front and wait. That like the next three cars behind you are just gonna get vroom, vroom, like just they're gonna let them in with no problem, and they're gonna be gone before you get yours. But I finally got it, and they forgot the goddamn honey mustard, which is okay because I got some here. And I wolfed it down. It was $22, and I like wolfed it down instantly. But fuck it, it's Friday night, and I thought, why not? I've also got 100 milligram edible that I'm about to fucking chomp down on because why not? Uh, yeah, I've been in cahoots with the guy that runs Liver Mortis Zine, and we're actually developing a zine together. I finished the cover the other night. I actually did two renditions of the cover. One of them sort of inspired by like Circus Liquor. That's I believe in West Hollywood in California. It's notorious for this like giant um, sign in the shape of a clown. So I was inspired by that. So I went ahead and I did a cover with that in mind, which I can actually show you. I'm gonna have to show you through my phone because. By the way, the zine we're doing together is called Puddle of Puke. So this was the first rendition of the cover that I did. Right there. But the thing was, like, I knew he went as Liver Mortis, but his handle's actually Liver Mortis Zine because there's another zine out there called Liver Mortis, or there's at least another band or something. He wants to distance himself from that. So, I was like, well, you know what? I can fuck around and do something because there's really nowhere for me to fit in the word zine in there. So, that's just like a sort of a dead graphic at this point. But I mean, I did do. I customized it. Hold on, I gotta pull it up here. Oh fuck, hold on. Where the fuck is it? Hold on. I send everything to my dad on Facebook because it's a safe place to transfer files and stuff. But this is sort of the custom job I did after the fact. It's kind of hard to see, but like, I put Video Homicide there and remove the text and stuff. So I still like this graphic. I'm probably gonna do something with it, but I like this I like this one. I'm gonna do something with it, but like a new version of it, but the same idea. Because I kind of want to get more of the store in the background and just more stuff happening because it's kind of really bare at that point. So now the official cover for Puddle of Puke is inspired. Let's see if anybody knows what this is inspired by. Street Trash. I know this is a shitty way to view this, but I had a lot of fun doing that. So, looking forward to checking out the actual zine when it's done. No really time frame of when that's going to be out or anything, but it's still nonetheless fun to work on. I'm trying to really get my stuff out there more in a way of messaging zine makers and stuff and being like, hey, like I got some art you can use if you'd like to use it. And I've been in contact with the guy that does Night of the Bloody Tapes, Artie. I've got a few zines off him, done some trades and stuff, but I sent him a bunch of art the other night, and I told him that I'd be down to do a cover eventually, which I am, and I want to get in contact with some more sort of self-titled, self-described underground cartoonists. There's a guy named Dexter Cockburn. I've got some zines off him. There's Robin Bougie. There's quite a few people out there making this stuff, and I really want to get more involved in a heavier way, because I've got Cinema 187 and I've got the Filthy Ralph comics and I got Raise the Dead. So I really just want to be able to get that out there. It's fun. It's definitely fun, though. I will admit that. It's fun to share an interest in something, with other like-minded people. The best part about making comics and zines and stuff like that is the trial and error part of it, because you learn about making this shit time and like the more you make, the more you get better. That's for sure. Like when I look at my first couple of zines, they're like, I don't think they're shit. I just think that they're very archaic. They weren't exactly what I was trying to get across. But like I said, you learn, you live and you learn while doing this. Fun fact, I've been putting together a My Comic Shop order. So far, I got 6 items with a total of $40.80. So I want to get it to where it's going to work out to be about $100, like for the cost and the shipping, like everything. Like it'll be $100. So I'm probably going to be able to add a couple more books. But one thing I want to do is I want to complete my run of Zap, and they have a few things I'm missing. So I'm missing 6 issues of Zap. So I'm going to be grabbing issue 1, issue 6, and issue 7, and they don't have any of the other ones I need. So, but that's fine. I don't have a fear that I'll be able to find because the ones that I'm missing are, like I said, 1, 6, and 7, but the other ones are 13, 14, 15, and 16. I think, yeah. But and they're fucking like the later ones. They were done like years later. Like the first couple issues are from the 60s. The rest of them are from the fucking 2000s or whatever the fuck. So pretty cool shit. I've also gotten the cart Hate issue 1 because I'm trying to complete. And the thing is, I was gonna add more Hate to this order. I just haven't wrote down what I need yet for Hate comics. Because there's I think 30 issues in that run, and I've got at least like 20 of them. So I got the one with the Crumb Caffey story. There's a few others that are noteworthy. I just can't think off the top of my head. I got the issue that was featured in the movie Kids, which is what was it, issue 8 or 9, I want to say. That cover is funny, and it's fucked up because I was watching the oh shit, I was watching the kayfabe shoot interview with Peter Bagg and Ed Piskor, and there was a part where he was like, they were talking about the movie Kids, and he said that Peter Bagg said that he would get like, people would say to him like, what the there's a comic called Hate, like what is this, like is this real? And I remember thinking that the first time I saw Kids when I was probably like 11 or 12, I would say, because I remember my aunt knew someone that was burning movies and like burning them with like sleeves and everything. I still have a few of them. Like for instance, my DVD copy of Heavy Metal and Heavy Metal 2000, Scary Movie 1, and there might be a few others, but those for sure. But my dad got Kids, and I remember we watched it, and I remember thinking like it was. I didn't know the word at the time, but I was disturbed by the beginning of that film. Not that like it was like scary or anything like that. It felt so like, because they were like young, you know what I mean? Like that movie's not for the fucking weak of heart or the faint of heart. Like, like the majority of that film I think is awesome, but there's scenes that I just like, not that they're bad scenes. I just, all like the sexualization, like with Telly and that chick in the beginning, like, fuck, man, that's fucked up to watch with your dad. I think my dad was like, when we first watched it, I remember he was thinking like, Jesus Christ, like when is this scene gonna fucking end? And then that scene ends and the rest of the movie's like awesome until the end with the fucking Casper, the fucking rapist scene and all that shit, man. I think that movie is definitely a must watch, especially if you're into like New York films. Or just sort of like 90s cinema. in general. I remember that movie mid '90s came out by Jonah Hill, and people were saying that was like the Fisher Price version of Kids, and I kind of agree with that statement. Although I think Kids is a better movie. I think Jonah Hill would admit that Kids is a better movie, but mid '90s is definitely worth a check out. Um, but yeah, back to Hate Comics for a second. So it was the Voodoo Doll cover that Casper was reading on the thing, and I remember when I finally found that. There's a store here in London called City Lights, and that's where I got all my Hate. And I went there and I bought every Peter Bag issue they had. I also did that with the Freak Brothers because I went there and there was like a cache of Freak Brothers comics. I was like, fuck. So I snagged them all. And that's another run that I want to finish. There's not many runs that I want to finish, but Hate is one of them. The Beavis and Butthead comics from Marvel, and shit. There's a few other, but one other thing I wanted to touch on is I ended up getting a copy of Heavy Metal, the new Heavy Metal. I got the cover with like the Grimaldi cover, which is essentially the fuck's his name, or I don't know what his name is, but the artist that did it, like I can't tell if it's digital or if it's traditional. That doesn't really fucking matter, but all the other covers were not available to me. Like there was one other cover with like a chick on it, but it wasn't the Frazetta cover, and it was the cover I wanted was the fucking Nichos cover. Nichos is like a graffiti artist from I think like Sweden or some bullshit, but his art is amazing. He did a cover. I think that his stuff might be displayed in the back matter of the magazine, but I read the first couple of pages, which are all sort of like just article bullshit, and talking about like not really the history of heavy metal, but like how heavy metal like relates to like different parts of pulp culture and science and stuff. So it was sort of interesting in that regard. But the first story is a foreign story. I don't know where it's from, but I only know it's foreign because it says it's translated by whoever. It's called Bug, and I've read the first like I don't know how long it is because I read it in my car out front of work waiting before I went into work the one day, and I really enjoyed that fucking story. Like what I read of it so far. I'm looking forward to reading the rest. I'm looking forward to picking this thing up. It feels good to have something coming out, again, because like the last thing I was picking up monthly or you know, last thing I was subscribed to was Hate Revisited. So Adaptive Riders in the house, what's going on, buddy? How are you? 666. I'll ask you this right now. Did you, or maybe you don't give a fuck, but the new issue of Heavy Metal, issue 1, just came out like 2 weeks ago. Did you get it? Are you going to get it? Do you care? Like I said, I read the first little bit of the first story, and holy fuck. I'm not too crazy on the art of that first story, but the story is interesting to me, and I don't really want to give it away. I'll say this. It takes place in like 2040 where digital storage is like a very important thing, but all of a sudden it fucking like all thumb drives, hard drives, everything has been wiped. There's these two astronauts up in space, and they're so ingrained with digital shit doing everything for them that they don't know how to fly the fucking spaceship. And it's getting interesting, man. I like that. I never picked up Heavy Metal when it was coming out as an ongoing. I picked up a few issues here and there. I probably got maybe 10 to 15, but I'm looking forward to be able to pick that fucking shit up, dude. Comic Crack is in the house. What's going on, dude? You grabbed it, haven't read it yet? Right on. I seen your Sunday Crack where you were talking about it. I listened to that. The thing is, I listen to Comic Crack's Sunday Crack, and I listen to Jared Osborne's weekly thing. Even if I don't comment, if I don't watch it live, I watch it after the fact. I don't always comment on everything, but it's sort of how I stay in the loop with certain shit. So I appreciate all the fucking work you do, dude. And come by tomorrow at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm going live with Sawblade666, who's a phenomenally talented artist. Awesome dude. I was really looking forward to this new run. It really sounded like they were going to try to go back to the roots. Yes. It looks like it. I flipped through. I didn't read I've already said it fucking 10 times in this video, but I've done the flip through, and some of the art is like looking really awesome. You know, I mean, there's a Tim Vigil story in there. There's a fucking Jim Rugg story, and like at the last page before it goes to the you know, fan art or whatever you want to call that section, there's two half-page stories. One of them has Harry Canyon from the movie, and the two alien dudes that are fucking doing the plutonium Nyborg. Dude, I'm telling you, you know what I got to do right now? Hold on. Let's get this going. I almost forgot. If we're going to do this, if anything doing, it's worth doing right. Oh, no. Where is it? I had to hide this from my fucking wife because I know she'd try to take it for her own. Just joking. But she would. Or it'd be like half of it. This right here is edible cannabis. There's 6 gummy worms in here, each one of them 100 milligrams. So I'm gonna eat one of, like, there's only one left, so I'm gonna fucking eat it. But this was actually free on 420. I went into one of my dispensaries on the reserve because I don't buy government dope, and they just gave me this for free, and I was like, dude, gladly, you know. So this is a hundo. Can't even open it. One thing I like about this is the back cover has like a funny graphic. One thing about these illegal edibles, you know, they're fucking, they take art from anybody, you know what I mean? Like anybody. There's stolen art on all that shit, but I don't give a fuck. There it is. This little bastard right here. This little squiggly hooer. Let's try it. 100 milligrams to the fucking dome. Yoshi. This is the one up. This is sour candy. Like, I don't like candy, but I like getting high. Oh my god. 100 milligrams is fuck all to me though, because I'm a governor. I actually wasn't aware of it, although I own Heavy Metal on VHS and DVD, and Heavy Metal 2000 on DVD. Heavy Metal 2000, I got to give it another chance, but comparing Heavy Metal 2000 to the first one is like comparing an ice cold fucking glass of amazing pop with ice and the fucking condensations everywhere to a loaf of shit when I first saw it. Because even back, like, I'd watch heavy metal since before I can remember. Okay, I've ate mushrooms with my dad multiple times when I was older, not when I was a fucking kid, but when I was older, many mushroom trips. That fucking movie is perfect for eating mushrooms, because if you eat the mushrooms, pop the movie in, you're already smoking weed, I assume, and the movie starts playing out. You get the Grimaldi story, you know, and like that's freaky shit, you know, and then all of a sudden we get the Harry Canyon, which is still sort of, you know, fantasy, but believable in a way. You know, if you took out the fucking aliens and replaced it with like cocksuckers, then you get that. And the next story is okay, so it goes Harry Canyon, and then it goes to Den, I believe, which like takes you into like this fucking very, very Richard Corbin, and like it's from the Richard Corbin story Den. Oh my god, the backgrounds look so everything looks good, so the shrooms might start hitting you in that story. And then I believe it goes to the one with the two dudes, plutonium Nyborg sniffing guys. And then I think from there we get the B-52 bomber story, I think. And then the Hanover Fist story, and then the motherfucking B-52 bomber, and then the last one Tarnak, and then like that fucking, the way it goes, dude. It's I couldn't fucking I couldn't, that's the best movie to watch mushrooms on. And in that Tarnak story, if you watch that shit, there's a fucking scene where there's like these four dudes and they are dressed exactly like the characters from South Park. Okay, which is funny because later on South Park would fucking go on to parody that shit. Thanks, man. I appreciate you saying it. Saw Blade is in the house. What's going on, buddy? Stoked for tomorrow. I am too. I cannot wait. Um, Looking forward to be able to talk bullshit with you, man. Because like, there's a story about me getting that comic into that comic shop that I haven't said, and I want to tell you. Like, I didn't say it to the channel or anything like that, and I haven't even told my wife yet. Like, my wife comes back tomorrow. She's been in ceremony up on Manitoulin Island, and I took her to her girl's house where they drove together from, which is like almost an hour away. So I'll be picking her up tomorrow from the same location. So I'll probably have to leave by like 3, but I figure we go for, like, depending how long you want to go for, I'm down to go for like 12 to 3 and just shoot the shit, dude. And definitely talk about Terror Rat and talk about all kinds of shit. One thing, I'll bring this up again tomorrow if I don't remember. Remind me, but I didn't know that you did a piece called Vomit Coffin, which is fucking crazy because I ended up making a comic called that. Adaptive Rider, enjoy. Probably the fucking edible. Excited to hear about it. Oh, dude, it's wild because, I don't have like many people to talk about this shit to. So when I get a chance, it's like, fuck yeah, man. Cammy's in the house. What's going on, Cammy? So we were talking earlier, and you said that you were watching like stuff. That Blood Desert guy, yeah, check out issue 6. He does a comic in that shit. And Liver Mortis, like I said, we're doing this fucking zine. Like, it's cool, man. I love doing like the collaborations and shit because it's a good way to get your art out and about, So let's get some more dope into us, man. This is fucking out of control. Sawblade, did you manage to get the new heavy metal issue? I know you got that new Fuckator issue. I missed out on that one. I almost got like a. Oh, it's because the edible. Because I was like, why does my mouth taste like shit? Oh, it's because I ate a sour fucking drug infused gummy worm. Yeah, I got the collected volume. I guess maybe volume 1, whatever the fuck it's called now. That's an expensive book, dude. Expensive as fuck. One thing I haven't looked up, but that Troy Little's Fear and Loathing. I mean, I got it, but I know that went out of print. It's like, did that go fucking? Did that go out of print? Or did that go fucking skyrocket in price to make it impossible for people to fucking get? Because, like, there's motherfuckers like us that are in this chat right now that, like, we love this shit. Like, we're not buying this stuff to fucking, to flip it in a week. We're buying this shit because it's an obsession. And it's like a part of our culture, like our subculture. It's part of who we are as people, Back in 2017, you did that. No shit. Yeah, that's a good fucking design, dude. Yeah, I did, and it's surprising. Did you read the whole thing? I've only read that first story, that bug story, and I really liked it. Again, wasn't too crazy about the artwork, the art style, but that's what happens. Not everyone. There's not in every issue. You're not gonna get a Philip Droulet, a fucking Mobius, a Richard Corbin, and Bernie Wrightson or whoever the fuck. You know what I mean? It's crazy. Buying it because it's fucking incredible stuff. Can't live with. I can't, dude. I can't. That's the thing. Like, me and my wife, we live a pretty simple life as far as like, we don't spend outside of our means. We're not going out buying fucking shoes and buying all kinds of bullshit. You know what I mean? So that leaves for like, a bit of fun money where it's like, okay, like we're going to be planting our garden probably probably on Sunday we'll probably plant at least some stuff. And we like that kind of shit. We want to live off the land, be sustainable, all that kind of stuff. And like I said, with what cash I got left over, buying fucking devices, you know what I mean? Weed, this type of stuff. This isn't a vice, and I actually moved some stuff around. You might notice if you fucking paid attention. These Akiras I brought down and I'm probably gonna bring this shelf down and replace it with some other stuff because I just want to get all my favorite shit on the top. I love the Tim Vigil strip in there. Yeah, I haven't got to that part yet. Sawblade. I did look in the back matter where there's that Harry Canyon strip for the cab driver guy and the two drug addicted pilots of that ship. I need a sip of my PFK. All right. Holy fuck. I'm a huge fan of this film SLC Punk. So I have a near mint copy of the original comic book. I didn't know there was a comic book for SLC Punk. I love SLC Punk, man. Absolutely love that fucking movie, dude. One of my favorite parts of that movie is when he's like talking about going to that French guy's house or whatever to buy weed. Like the guy always likes he likes to show off his stuff, and he's like, this shower head has 6 settings, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, all of which I will show you now. Like I've been in that situation so many fucking times growing up buying dope off fucking lunatics, man. They always want to talk and like that's what was funny about motherfucking Pineapple Express, because he goes to that guy's house to buy dope and then someone shows up and he's like, oh, for fuck's sakes, like it's a bummer. And it's like, well, how the fuck does this guy feel that I'm here? You know what I mean? So mental. What about the FOMO of missing Taylor Swift concerts? Dude, fuck Taylor Swift. I could give a fuck about any of that shit. The last concert we went to together was Ice Cube, and it was fucking awesome. Stevie Nicks is in Toronto in August, and like my wife wants to go, and I'm like, fuck, I want to take her. I want to be able to take her, dude, but like the tickets are like $300. And I've like so 600 for the plus tax, let's call it 700. Hotel in downtown Toronto or on the outskirts of Toronto, whatever, like it's gonna be 200. Food, like gonna have to miss a day of work probably. Like I want to do that for her, dude, but it's like fuck. Speaking of Otomo, I just found the last 2 issues of Domo, that Dark Horse put out way back. Can't wait to finally read it. I have the collection of Domo, and I've yet to read it either. I know sort of the gist of the story, but I don't know like what the lowdown is. The movie was based on a comic book, all of which I'll show you now. Yeah, I didn't know. I did not know. You know what I rewatched today at work? I was sitting there, I was like, fuck. For some reason I threw on that documentary Comic Book Confidential because I wanted to see the little segment with the underground stuff. Because there's like a couple minutes of underground shit, and like it shows old footage from the 60s of like S. Clay Wilson, Harvey Kurtzman, Gilbert Sheldon, Crumb, Spain, like all these dudes like having a jam. And it's like, how fucking awesome would that be to have some shit like that? They have a comic jam here, but they do it on Mondays. It's like, don't these motherfuckers realize that people work? Like, why the fuck are the events always in the middle of the week? Do some shit on the weekends, man. Comic Book Confidential, the fucking holy grail of comic docs. Oh my god. What about this part with Harvey Pekar, like reading that story about the records, like that he was trying to steal, and he ended up fucking himself over. That's such a good documentary. First discovered that at my dad's place. He had all these epic movie channels. It was on IFC. It was either on IFC or like HBO, because that's where I first discovered Subway Stories. There was a good documentary called Nightmare Factory that was about Greg Nicotero. Another good documentary is the Crumb documentary, obviously. There's a good Robert Williams documentary called Mr. Bitchin' that's on YouTube. Highly recommend watching that. I believe Spain's documentary is called Bad Attitude, which is fucking excellent. It's sort of a bummer, the Spain documentary, because like it's something that was made while he was alive and dead. You know what I mean? And you see him older and not doing well and stuff, and it's, you know, hits you in the feelings, especially like motherfuckers like us that like we have I was personally affected when George Romero died. I was personally affected when Ed Piskor died. And these are people I never met, but it was because I spent so much fucking time being either entertained or educated, you know? I don't know if you know what I mean, but Ron Mann, Canadian dude, yes, he is Canadian. And one cool fucking thing about that is there's a comic. I got it. It's just sort of like, I guess, like a publicity thing they made for when the movie came out, and it's got like a little bit of a write up on everyone that's in it, and on the back cover, I believe it's that thing that the guy was inking at the beginning when he spilled the ink. Art School Confidential was a fun movie. Has John Malkovich, if I recall. I really like Art School Confidential. It's based off of the strip from Dan Klaus's Eight Ball. There's another Dan Klaus film that I watched. What was it called? Ghost Story. Um, you hear about that Twisted Stan Lee documentary? I did. Like, they fucking abused the fuck out of him. How's that not like? I'm not surprised by that. Are you fucking kidding me? By the end, the guy was fucking ancient. Of course they were fucking using that guy, man. Are you kidding me? That guy probably got used the most out of anybody. You know, maybe that's his karma for fucking over so many artists and taking more credit than I think he should have taken. You know, I respect Stan Lee for what he did in terms of revolutionizing comics and all that stuff and all of his contributions, but you know, a lot of artists were fucked royally. Okay, so boo fucking who? See the Spain Rodriguez dot? Yeah, Bad Attitude. When Corman kicked it, I did a bit of soul seeking, soul searching. No, it happens, dude. When people that are influential to your life, when they pass, dude, it fucks you up. Prodigy from fucking Mob Deep, like, I have that comic as well. Chester Brown doing the cover. Saw it on kayfabe. Never knew it existed. That's where I first discovered it as well. Fun fact: Chester Brown was doing he did a talk at the event that I was at where I was selling the zines at the Ting Fest, the Comic and Graphic Arts Festival here just in last month. I wasn't able to go because, again, middle of the fucking week. You know, I worked at 3 to 11. That's why I do these live streams ridiculously late at night, because it's like, you know, and like the only reason that I'm doing it now is because if my wife was here, I'd be hanging out with her. I mean, like, it's not the end of the world if I come in here and do this, but I don't get to spend as much time as I'd like with her. So that's why, you know, sometimes it goes a while I don't make vids and stuff, because like I'm just trying to live my life and be in love. Make love and art, as they say, as we say. Tell me more about Stan Lee's screwing over artists. What about all the fucking artwork that Jack Kirby, Steve Ditko, all these guys did that never got their original art back, and the art was fucking given away to whoever the fuck, artists or the writers and stuff? What the fuck? The writer has no right to have that artwork. The artists, like, even if they fucking if like everything that I draw, I have the originals for. I don't get rid of my originals unless someone was like, I want to buy an original, then that's a thing. But I think if I made comic art for some guy's comic, sent him the original art and never got it back, that's on me for fucking sending him my original art. Keep that shit, dude. It's bullshit, man. Comic Crack knows what I'm talking about. Like I said, Kirby and Todd McFarlane, I know he did a lot for artists back then, trying to, brought a lot of stuff into the limelight and shit like that. And kudos to those guys. I don't know. I think I like Todd McFarlane better as a person than I like his comics. I haven't read much. I've read the first, maybe the first couple story arcs from his Spider-Man run that I thought was pretty cool looking. Like that's the thing. The comic looks cool, but I don't give a fuck about the story, And that's sometimes I would feel guilty flipping through some comics, even like some shit, Kirby shit. Like I wasn't reading some of that shit, man. I was just looking at it because I didn't give a fuck about the story. Stan Lee, man, rest in peace. But fuck you. A lot of people got he takes way more credit than he fucking should be taking. Right? 666 if anyone agrees. Man. The other day, this is totally fucking random, dude. But I was at my mom's. It was my Mother's Day. So I was at my mom's place, my brother's there, and I said to my brother, I'm like, you got any fucking hats? You got a hat? Because my last hat that I had that was good got fucked up. And he gave me a hat. It's a Nike hat, and I'm thinking about putting a patch on it. So I bought some fucking some needles. I have dental floss, which is what I use to sew shit, like sew patches on my jackets. Like that fucking I don't know if anyone watched that video I made the other day about the finishing comic books, but my jean vest that has the demon patch on the back is a 6X. And now I wear a fucking my newest jean jacket I just bought a couple weeks, maybe a year ago now at this point, is a 2X. That black jacket is a 2X, from 6X to 2X, motherfucker. How you doing? Yes, I believe that. Look how they're treated. Look how they treated Negro music acts back then. Oh yeah, they got fucked. Look at The Sopranos. There's like that one fucking episode that has Bokeem Woodbine in it, and it's about them fucking telling Hesh they want restitution for the shit that he stole from fucking whoever it was. I gotta fucking uncross my legs and fucking sitting here trying to be comfy. A lot of times, dude, I just sat like hunched over the table, and all these years I was like, I could just be sitting back. So here I am. But yeah, man. I don't know. I'm pretty fucking I don't know if Sawblade's still in the house or not, but I'm fucking stoked to talk shop tomorrow, man. I actually have to go to the art store. I'll probably end up going on Sunday, but I have no new microns. All the fucking ones I have, they're ones that were starting to fuck up, so I would pull out a fresh one. So all I have are half fucked up microns, and they're doing that so I don't know if you call it feathering or what, but on the edge, starting to go fucky. I've been considering trying to do the crow quill fucking thing again, but I just don't want to deal with the last time it was such a pain in the ass. I don't know if I can share the screen or not on this bitch. Anyways, there's a few cool things in the pipeline right now as far as upcoming comics. I thought about making my own publishing, comic publishing company, a name. It's not going to be a fucking company of people. It's gonna be me, in here. You know what I'm saying? But and I thought about calling it something with the word dime bag in it, but I really couldn't put my fucking finger on a title. So I think I'm gonna hold off on doing that, but I think what I'm gonna do, because I do like the name Dime Bag, I think I'm gonna do just a small anthology called Dime Bag Funnies or something like that, something with the word dime bag, and just maybe do 3 or 4 like 5-page comics in there, you know. So there's that. There's the Dawn of the Dead one. I think I've had to have mentioned that at least a few times at this point, but I'll plug Vomit Coffin again. That I when I was selling that at that zine fest, I was saying it's like Cheech and Chong meets Evil Dead. So let's if we put Cheech and Chong, not necessarily Cheech and Chong, we put fucking insert whoever, Bill and Ted, maybe not Bill and Ted. We'll say Cheech and Chong. Put Cheech and Chong in Dawn of the Dead, and what would happen, you know? So the hardest part of that is going to be narrowing down the scenes that I want to talk about. You know what I mean? Like, but there's plenty of time for that. There's no rush. I did sort of challenge myself with that High as a Fly comic. I was like, fuck, I want to, you know, I want to see if I can do this in a week, which I did. And I know that I know it can be done. And I've done that in the past. I've went like 2 weeks, like doing a page a day for 2 weeks before. But congrats on the, thank you, dude. Yeah, man, excited for tomorrow. I can give you a little tip on those microns to do when you're in a bind and can't get the art store or low on cash. You can refill them. Haha, I'll show you tomorrow. Well, fuck. There you go. Let me know. Right on, dude. Right fucking on. See, that's what's good about knowing motherfuckers that do this shit too, because it's like you have like a technical problem that you can't just like ask some fuckhead that you know. Big A Day Comics. Gonna run now. Peace out, Sawblade, dude. I'll see you tomorrow, man. I'll hit you up beforehand and we'll fucking get her all set up and shit. It's gonna be sick. Anybody that's available tomorrow at 12 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 11 o'clock his time. I don't know if it's Mountainer time, whatever the fuck, but Mountaineer time maybe. Central Time, I believe, 11 o'clock. We'll be shooting the shit. Come by. Appreciate you for stopping by, Sawblade. Have a good night, dude. Enjoy. I refill my Sharpies. I can believe it. I remember fucking back in the graffiti days when I was doing the paint marker bullshit. Like those were all refillable. It is central. I don't know why I thought Mountaineer. Mountain. Out there on the mountains. Shout out to Sawblade for stopping by, dude. If anyone doesn't know this guy, look him up on Instagram. His artwork is fucking unreal. It's fucking crazy, dude. That's why like that type of art, and not just his type of art, and like plenty of motherfuckers types of art, like is super inspiring because it's like if you see something and you're like, fuck, I would love to be able to draw that. It's like, well, no, because that's the motherfucker's style that he's honed and crafted for however long. If you want to draw what, like, let's say a motherfucker draws something from Dawn of the Dead, or no, let's not say Dawn of the Dead. Let's say I don't know, whatever, the video game Doom, because I just did something out of Doom. Now I knew I wasn't gonna make something that was realistic to Doom, but I could do the Doom shit in my style. You know what I mean? I could draw Jim Carrey as the Mask, not like the style in the comic, my own style. And if you do it in your own style, it'll look right. And that was another thing with graffiti. When people did, like, let's, for instance, if a motherfucker did Bart Simpson, unless you do that shit to a T, it's gonna look off. You know what I mean? It's gonna look off. That's why if you do your own characters, if they look off, the only one that's gonna know is you, really. You know what I mean? But that's a whole other fucking story is graffiti, dude. I have a love-hate relationship with that. I haven't done it since 2021, never did businesses. I did a zine about it, so I have to say that when I'm selling my zine. But I sold a couple of those graffiti zines at the fucking zine fest. How do you refill Sharpies? Just bust them open, fill them with water, then close them back up. I wouldn't. I would assume you fill it with ink. not water, because that's just gonna fucking run out and be gray and shit and just bullshit, right? Some more dope. Oh, I need a sip of my PFK. Fucking KFC sucks. I don't know why I bought it. I should just came home and fucking ate something here. I was like, it's Friday, dude. It's Friday and payday in the middle of a fucking 3-pay month. Okay, I'll take it. I don't feel too bad about it. Yeah, man. VZ is in the house. What the fuck's going on, dude? How are you? How you been? What have you been watching? What are you drinking? Cranberry juice. What is it, your period? Get him a cranberry juice. It's crazy because I watched that scene from The Departed last fucking night or the other night, but I like filmed myself mouthing it and sent it to my brother because me and my brother, we watched The Departed like hundreds of times, man. I'm not exaggerating. We watched that shit fucking a bunch. I have the video here and I'm going to show it to you. It's probably going to be claimed by fucking Sony Pictures or whoever the fuck. Ooh, fuck. I almost just did something crazy. Almost just fucking deleted all the videos in my fucking thing, dude. Here it is.
I fucking know you. I know your family. You make one more drug deal with that idiot fucking cop magnet of a cousin of yours, and I'll forget your grandmother was so nice to me. I'll cut your fucking nuts off. You understand that?
The thing is, I don't know if you could hear that at all, but all I can hear is my mouth making noises every time I open it. I was like, sounds like a fucking who knows what. All good in the house. Fuck yeah, VZ. Good to see you, man. Glad you're still fucking kicking. VZ, are you interested in that new Doom game? Personally, I'm not going to get it because I don't have a fucking console or anything like that, but I know you really fuck with vids. Comet Crack says Sawblade's art is amazing. Dude, he's an amazing artist, and he's a fucking cool dude, man. He's a really cool dude. Passionate fellow, especially about AI and how it's fucking bullshit, which I agree with. I had to leave a fucking Facebook group, this Garbage Pail Kids thing, because all it was like people's AI fake Garbage Pail Kid cards, and it's like, fuck off. You know, is Tom Bunk getting any of that money? Is I can't think of any of the other artists right now off the top of my head, but are any of them getting anything out of that? Because you're ripping their fucking style. Like I don't get it, man. I don't get it. I mean, if you do it under closed doors, whatever, but don't you like don't boast that you're fucking ripping off people's lifetime work, whatever the fuck. I'm stoned. I rewatched Scanners the other night. Fantastic movie. Didn't really appreciate it as a kid. That movie's fucking insane, dude. Is it Michael Ironside who fucking is in that film? Or am I thinking of a different one? I know it's the one with the guy's fucking head explodes. That fucking Leahy looking guy's head explodes in that film. There's a few of those Scanner films. My favorite Cronenberg, for the record, is probably it is Videodrome, but Rabbit is good. The Brood is fucking excellent. Rabid, Scanners, bunch of shit. The guy does a bunch of fucking shit. Rewatched Meet the Parents last night. Meet the Parents is fucking awesome, dude. Awesome. I love all those there's Meet the Fuckers or Meet the Fockers, Meet the Parents. I think there's 3 of them, but they're all good. They're all good, man. The one where he like brings the boat, or not the boat, the camper, and he has like a fucking like super spy thing there, like, oh, so good. Not really. I don't really like the new Doom games. Oh, well, fuck. Turn the Sharpie upside down, then dump some 90% isopropyl alcohol slowly into the tip. Easiest with the medicine dropper and stabbing the marker upside down through a box to hold them upright. Fuck, that seems like a nightmare, dude. The Fly. Yeah, The Fly's great. Did Cronenberg do The Fly? I believe you, but I have to look it up. Fuck, I didn't know. For some reason, I didn't know. Or maybe I knew, I just never fucking just didn't know. Shivers is nuts. Yeah, Shivers is crazy. That's the one in that apartment building, right? Videodrome is great, dude. It's so good. And it's set in Toronto, so fuck yeah. Huffy, what's going on, brother? I've been watching the TV show Evil season 1 on DVD. De Niro is so good in them. Oh, he's the best in those, man. De Niro's good. Like I like him in those sort of like funny movies. Like he did that one where he's the grandfather of uh Zac Efron, and he's like perverted and all this shit. It's fucking hilarious movie. And then he did another film called like Fighting Grandpa or some bullshit, and it was like a PG-13 version of that war with Grant or excuse me, the Zac Efron one. Sorry, I just have to cut this one fucking nail because it's driving me up a wall. Oh, that wasn't even the right one. Foolish fuck. Sorry, guys. I know this is pretty fucked. I'm starting to get super high all of a sudden. Starting to get a little crazy. The edible's starting to fucking seep into the fuck. It's like this. Like I need it to be like this. Like fucking full on like I guess it would be like that if it was from Aliens, but like reverse Aliens, like right here, it's like going like this, like hello, but pretty soon it's gonna be fucking coming across the top of the melon. Oh, sorry, didn't mean to scare the kids. Anyways, a pack of 10 or 12 Sharpies and a $1.99 bottle of alcohol will keep them for about 10 years. My only thing is, not if you're fucking making not if you're drawing on paper, or if you're using them, because the tips are the first thing to go. You know, the tips will get fucked. So you'd have to like sharpen it or something. Did you see the Aliens expanded documentary? If it's on the Blu-ray I have, then yes. What are you waiting for? Breakfast in bed? Another glorious day in the Marine Corps. Day in the Corps is like a day on a farm. Every meal a banquet. Every paycheck a fortune. Every formation a parade. I love the Corps. Fuck, man. I love Aliens, dude. That's one of my favorite movies of all time. And I would say the extended version of that film, but I would just cut out a few things. Because there's so much stuff in that extended version of motherfucking Aliens that is insane. Like those gun turrets, like that gun turret scene, or sentry guns, whatever the fuck those things are. Like those would be very helpful in that situation. But yeah, I seen the documentary that's on there. I was on like an Aliens fucking kick for a long time. Just the first two though. I didn't give a fuck about 3 or 4. Barely. I could give a fuck about Aliens versus Predator. Either one of them, or any of the new ones. The last for me, for Predator films, all I need is 1, 2, and Prey. And this new one's looking promising. I forget what it's called. And with Aliens, all I need is 1 and 2. The rest of them, I could give a fuck about, dude. Honestly, Prometheus, I thought was bullshit. Didn't give a fuck about. I mean, I didn't think it was bullshit. Like, it's all right, but fuck it, man. Compared to Alien or Aliens, no. The doc is very new and made by people who made In Search of Darkness and In Search of Tomorrow. Oh no, I didn't see it. I didn't see those In Search of Darkness films either. Weren't those on Shudder? I think they might have been on Shudder. There's so much shit. I haven't been on Shudder in a while. I had it a couple, like maybe a year ago, a couple months ago. It was at this house we had it. I did like a trial or whatever the fuck, and there's some good stuff on there, but you're like, I'm not always in the mood to watch horror films. I don't always need to, it doesn't always have to be horror, you know? There's a lot, I watch a lot of fucking non-horror shit, you know? I love horror. Horror is probably the majority of films that I watch, but when it comes to like TV and shit, like I'm not watching horror shows. I'm watching fucking Ramsey. I fucking love Gordon Ramsay, dude. My favorite thing he does in Hell's Kitchen, because I'm working my way through. I'm on like season 7 or 8. Me and my wife. I haven't watched Gordon Ramsay since fucking last week. I'm jonesing. So I'm glad tomorrow. We've already talked. We're like, what are we having for dinner? What the fuck? Blah blah. And I was like, yeah, we're gonna have steak, mashed potatoes, gravy, corn, and fucking some kind of biscuit or something, and get fucking Ramsay lined up. But my favorite thing he does is when he'll like look at someone like disgusted, and then he'll like look away and walk a few steps, and then he'll like look back to get like a second look because he's in such disbelief. Absolutely love. And the one day Kayla did that, we were out on the back, deck smoking a joint, and she like passed me the joint and like looked at me with like a stink face, and like looked away and looked back. I fucking died, man. Love that shit. Love that shit. That's one thing about Kayla. Like she knew a decent amount about movies when I first met her, but like I like showed her to like a lot of shit that she really fucking loved. A lot of Jallos, a lot of fucking slasher films, cannibal films, a lot of stuff. She's watched some video nasties, that's for sure. I only got Shudder for Joe Bob, really. Yeah, Joe Bob's cool. Huffy, I don't know if I told you this or if you knew this story. I went to film school, and so after film school, I was trying to get different gigs and stuff. And me and a buddy of mine, Kevin, who's been on the channel before, we did like media at this horror convention called Shockstock. And one of the things that we got to do was film the Joe Bob. He did like a talk, and then he sat in the audience while we watched the movie Freakmaker. So that was fucking awesome. A few other fucking people as well. I didn't grow up with Joe Bob though. I grew up with a like in terms of like a guy like hosting a film. We had a show called This Movie Sucks, and it was this character called Ed the Sock that would talk you through the film. So I don't know if Comic Crack is still in the house, but I feel like Comic Crack would know what I'm talking about. Or if you're from southwestern Ontario or anywhere around, you might know it. I rewatched Necromantic 2 on Shudder. I used to watch it on tape all the time. Sorry. Till I lost the tape, great as it ever was. Oh yeah. It's excellent. That's awesome. Ed the Sock, I sure do. But yeah, see, Ed the Sock. Do you remember the show This Movie Sucks? Or it wasn't a show. It was him doing like a fucking mystery science theater thing, dude. It was fucked. But I've watched a lot of shitty movies on there. one of the most shitty was probably called The Wasp Woman or The Killer Shrews or some bullshit, dude. Flipping through the new heavy metal magazine while I'm listening. Right on. God, mine's in the car right now, and I kind of kicked myself in the ass because I was talking about it a lot earlier in this show, and I'm just like, yeah, so heavy metal. It's like, fuck, I'm not going outside at this point. Are you kidding? As soon as I open that fucking door, like, who knows what'll get me? Um, I know there was a few other, like, I knew about horror hosts and stuff, but I don't know if it was from watching shit with my dad that we, you know, I don't know where the fuck we would have watched it, but I remember seeing the shit. And he used to talk about horror hosts and stuff and like these old, like, you know, because like, when I was a kid and House of a Thousand Corpses came out, which was like 2003, I want to say. So that I'm 11 years old when that movie comes out. And like that beginning with like the fake horror host guy and all that stuff, I knew that like this I needed to know more about that. You know what I mean? I was like, this is way too cool. And like I wanted to do something like that and maybe get like myself like in crazy makeup and do like you know, a thing where I host my movies, like sort of like set them up and I get like my brother to be a part of it, get my dad in there. We could do like a total cool thing. Um yeah. That's the thing, because I've been so in fucking thrilled with the or in whatever, I'm so obsessed with the making of the comics and shit. I've pretty much put like filmmaking on the back burner, you know. I have an idea for a short. I have a few actually, but it's just like about planning it and all that stuff. And there's some gear that I'd like to make sure is still operational and all that stuff that I own. Um, because I don't like the thing is when it comes to making a short film, and I made a fucking lot of short films. You don't need a fucking crew of 1,000 people because every fucking movie that I made, the ones that I'm most proud of, so like The Wallet, Old Man, Spiral Scratch, like it was just me. The crew was me. You know what I mean? Because I worked with fucking like kids when I was in film school when I was fucking way older. There's a handful of us. You know what I mean? There was Taylor, my buddy Taylor that was older that we smoked tons of dope in those days. Dave, Kevin, Ian. There's everyone else is pretty much young, didn't give a fuck, you know. So, but I'd like to make another one and just prove to myself again that this like needing of a huge crew is just bullshit. Unless you're working on something that like has money behind it and stuff, but like for an independent thing where like I'm paying for everything, I'm paying some fuck to stand around. You know, I don't need to pay a guy to fucking wrap cable. All right, I'll wrap the fucking cable, man. I'll wrap it fucking twice. Fuck me, am I Stone? This is great. Um, Here's a question: is anybody gonna see that new fucking Karate Kid movie coming out? Is anyone gonna see that shit with Daniel Son and Mr. Han? It's fucking Mr. Han is from Hong Kong or China, and Mr. Miyagi was from fucking Okinawa, wasn't he? He's a Japanese man. But here we are. We'll see what happens. I mean, I want to see that movie just because I like the first Karate Kid movie. The rest of them I could give a fuck about. And I seen the Jaden Smith one a bunch of times because my brother was like around the same age as that guy when that came out. But um, what else is it? There's a few. There's a few fucking there's that new Predator flick. And I could have swore there was a couple other new flicks this year coming out, but I'm so behind the ball because I got so many movies to watch here, man, and it's a blast. Like go through your you know, go through your shit and just enjoy what you got, man. And that's how you fucking hone it down, because like I look at all my movies, man, and there's not one that I'm like meh on. You know what I mean? It's all shit that I'm like, yeah, yeah. You know, there's a bunch of movies on here I've not seen yet, but you know, they'll get the meh test when it happens. Probably gonna skip it. I'll pass it. I skip everything new. Everyone fucking doesn't want to see the new Karate Kid. What are you guys, fucking assholes? No, I don't blame you. I know it's bull. I know it's cringe, but sorry, I'm just trying to. For some reason, I have this strange sensation about me because of the fucking the Eddie Weddy. I want to see the new Cronenberg, but I'll wait. I didn't know there was a new Cronenberg. The last new Cronenberg thing I seen wasn't even David Cronenberg. It was his fucking son made a good movie. I don't know where it is. What was it called? Fuck. Sorry, just give me a second. I'm just trying to find. For some reason, it's called Possessor. Possessor. Good movie, dude. You ever see The Fall by Tarsem Singh? Just came out on 4K from Umbrella. Nope. Never even fucking heard of any of it, dude. Not even once. Um, you know, I watch movies like Stand By Me, and then I double feature that with like Cannibal Holocaust, because they're both out in the woods type movies. I love Stand By Me, man. That's such a good fucking movie. Stand By Me is like I knew Goonies, and I knew you know, Camp Nowhere and that type of bullshit, but I remember when my dad brought home Stand By Me, and he's like I think you'll like this movie, son. And we watched it, and I was obsessed with that movie. Good music, good movie. There's not a shitty part of that film. Even that fucking scene where he's telling the story about lard ass eating the fucking pies. He's like, the Johnson twins puked on each other. The mayor puked on his wife's tits. And then like the fucking old man society, they got puked on by the old lady society. It's fucking hilarious. And I love when he's like, the fucking one guy looked at the other guy and he puked or something like that. No shit. Yeah. Oh man. What a movie. What a good movie. I don't know if you guys have ever seen a movie. I just watched it for the first time, like at my fucking in-laws. We went over there and ate food. Me and Kayla, high as fuck, ate good food, and we watched the Kentucky Derby. No, actually, that was after. So this is before. This is a previous Saturday, or whatever fucking day it was. We watched that movie Empire Records. We watched something else. I forget what it was. We watched like the second half of School of Rock. It was on TV, but then this movie Empire Records comes on, and sort of like diet high fidelity as far as I'm concerned. I like movies where they hang out in places like that, but I think high fidelity is way fucking better. I wish this font was bigger. It feels like I'm looking across the street trying to fucking read this stuff, man. Watch a trailer. It's fucking amazing. Took him 4 years, shot in 24 countries with a super small crew. Watch which he self-funded as well. Wow. I watched Stand By Me a few nights ago on Blue, dude. Oh, it's so good. Stand by Me is one I have to rewatch because I haven't seen it since I was a kid. Oh, it's immaculate. Kiefer Sutherland plays this asshole, and it's like it's almost like seeing. I don't know if that's his first role. I don't think it is, but seeing him in that, it's like, okay, this guy's gonna go on to be in some of the best, as far as I'm concerned, '80s like genre films. Lost Boys, first and foremost. Second of all, Young Guns. Fucking Young Guns. Dude. Young Guns, man. Fuck. We regulate any stealing of his property. We're damn good at it, too. But you can't be any geek off the street. You got to be handy with the steel, if you know what I mean. Earn your keep. And then, like, right after that, because, like, if you know the fucking song Regulators by Nate Dogg and Warren G, you know what I'm talking about. But in the movie, like, right after that, there's a commotion. And that guy, the guy that's actually in Stand By Me, for fuck's sakes, I just put that together. Casey something, I forget what his name is. But he's the brother of uh the one guy that knew that the kid was dead in Stand By Me. You know, if you know, you know. But he goes, he's like, that don't concern you. You stay down there with the hogs, boy. Or some shit. It's like, fuck. Oh man, such a goddamn good one. Let me see here. I gotta roll some more dope. I'm not flailing enough. Just can't get excited for the 28 Years Later movie. Just gonna bird out on zombies. Best one from the 70s and 80s. Yeah, best zombie movie of all time is definitely came from the 70s. Zombie, Dawn of the Dead. You know. Zombie and Dawn of the Dead are like the two movies that if someone said to me, what are the best zombie movies, I'd say those two. Empire Records is good, says VZ. Okay. Bite your tongue. Empire Records is a golden age classic. VZ likes both Empire and High. Well, listen. I think that High Fidelity shits all over Empire Records. And the thing I didn't like about Empire Records, also I watched it on fucking on cable, so it was there's probably shit that was cut. But I don't know. I just felt like the best character to me was the guy that gambled all that money away, and he ends up like sitting on the couch for the rest of the film. But like, there's a part where he's like he's not on the couch, but he's like got a couch cushion because the boss is like, stay on this fucking couch or I'll kill you. I like the boss. Like, don't get me wrong, dude. Don't get me wrong. I didn't hate the film, but I just thought like, you know, I don't know. I don't want to hate on motherfuckers like movies they love, but High Fidelity came out years after. Adaptive is like he's like, you settle down on Empire Records. That's my classic. I can respect it. Seven is smoking the good over here, half paying attention to a decent Chinese action flick. What is it? What's the title of the action flick? The off-brand zombie films, Children Shouldn't Play with Dead Things, and Return of the Living Dead were classics too. Oh, and same with Burial Ground. And Tombs of the Blind Dead have sort of the same kind of looking zombies, I always thought, at least. There's Hell of the Zombies, which is fucking Bruno Mattei, I want to say. Empire Records really grew on me, but I do think High is a better movie. Yeah. Well, it's because it's John Cusack. John Cusack is a better actor than everyone in Empire Records put together. And I truly believe that. And I like how Slater's son from fucking Dazed and Confused is that guy from the couch. But yo, John Cusack, dude. When John fucking Cusack does that thing where he's putting his music in biographical fucking order from like how he experienced it. Like it's just to me like that's like going to my dad's on like a Friday night. He's like half in the bag and he's got records everywhere. He's like sorting shit and he's like, yeah, fuck, blah blah blah. Look at this one, Rooster. Look at this one, buddy. Look at the artwork on this one, Rooster. You should draw that. There you go. Thanks, Oldman. I should write down the time that I said that and then tell him to watch this. 120. There. I just wrote a pencil right on the desk. I've been doing that lately because I could give a fuck, man. Just erase it off. Empire Records is a classic and just as generational defining as The Breakfast Club. Is it really? Fuck. I feel like I'd rather hang out with the people from Empire Records than the people from Breakfast Club, other than maybe the fucking janitor. But I didn't realize that Empire Records was such like a fucking beloved classic. I remember I was sitting there watching it. Maybe you know what it was. Maybe because maybe I didn't have any weed left, or maybe I just wasn't stoned enough anymore. Because maybe I'll watch it again. My wife fucking fell asleep immediately. This is what happened. So it's me, my wife, her mom, and her dad were sitting on the couch. They have like a big sectional. We're all like fucking like chilled out on it, and we're watching School of Rock. And then it ends, and then this movie comes on, and Joe, her dad's like, "All right, let's watch this," and then he fucks off, goes has a cigarette, and then goes to bed. And now I'm like thinking like, is Joe coming back, or is he coming to watch this movie with me, or what? And me and her mom just fucking, my mother-in-law, we just sat there and fucking watched this movie, and at the end of it, she's like, "Well, what'd you think?" And I was like, fuck. I was like, it wasn't no high fidelity, and plus it felt like it took like 10 hours to watch because there was so many fucking commercial breaks. I was like, man, that's why I don't give a fuck about cable. Your early Jack Black was good, says VZ. I need to rewatch The Grifters. That's a badass movie. Never heard of it. The characters in High Fidelity are so crazy accurate that several people I've worked with at the record shop. Empire Records didn't do well in theaters, but it blew up in the rental market in the 90s, early teens, and 20-somethings. Right on. I know what you mean, Seven, because like I know people that are like super serious about music as well, and it's not just music, but it's not even music. It's like the subculture of like that environment almost. Like that environment surely doesn't exist anymore. I mean, there's cool record shops and stuff like that, sure, but it's not. You'll never catch that pre-internet as we know it era again. You know what I mean? It's like for instance, like I used to watch Lost Boys. We just mentioned it with Kiefer Sutherland. I used to watch that movie not because I loved it, also, but because there was a scene inside of a comic shop in it. You know, and I always thought that was fucking awesome, even though it wasn't like a cool comic shop. And they didn't really show any comics that I give a fuck about. But you know, there's a few fucking movies that had comic book shops shown in them. Jay and Silent Bob was one of them as well. You saw the inside of the comic shop, and Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back is a good fucking flick, dude. I've been thinking about rewatching that, and it definitely is my favorite of those. I think for me, I like that, and I like Clerks 2 the best out of all of his stuff. The third Clerks, I might have to rewatch because when I first watched, I was like, okay. And then I thought about it. Now I'm like thinking, I'm like, fuck, like I just need to rewatch it because I love the second one so much. I love the second one more than the first one. Just because it's so insane. Like one of my favorite fucking parts is when Randall is on the computer and he's like messaging that guy that's in a wheelchair, and he's like saying like, oh, I'm fucking with this guy, and tell him that I'd rather drive to the store at the end of the block, then walk and all this. And, you know, he's saying, oh, you got to feel bad for me because I can't walk and this. And he goes, I'm arguing with Crippy Boy. And Dante says, you're making fun of this handicap guy? And he's like, yeah, that's why I called him Crippy Boy. Like, dude, what the fuck? Oh, man. Oh, man. I absolutely love Clerks 2, man. That Elias guy. There's that scene where it's like, I suck dick, written on the employee of the month, and then he rips it off. And he's, oh, it's I suck cock. And then he goes, oh, at least he spelled cock right. And he like, Randall slaps a new sticker. It's even more grotesque, like drawing of a cock, like squirting cum like right in his face. So, oh man, absolutely ridiculous. That movie came out in 2005. I'm in high school when that came out. I was in a few good high school movies came out when I was in high school. That one and Super Bad. Super Bad was like a high school film, like that was set in a high school. You know, like we had movies like, or not we like me, but I mean like the planet had movies like Fast Times at Ridgemount High, amazing high school fucking movie, classic. Sorry, I'm missing out on comments. I'm just Grifters was a neo noir, had Cusack and Angela Hughes. Damn. Music, books, movies, these things, dude. That is a line right. That's exactly right. Exactly right. He nails it with that. Books, music, movies, these things matter, and that's like what we surround ourselves in at my home. You know what I mean? Like books, movies, good movies, and amazing music, dude. Some of the best music. Like one thing, when I met my wife, I was exposed to like so much insanely good music. Like my musical, like I still like I listen to everything from Wu-Tang Clan to the Wild Tilburys, Bob Dylan and all those fucks to Highwaymen, fucking Johnny Cash, Waylon Jennings, Willie Nelson, Allman Brothers, tons of fucking bands. I am the clit commander. Nobody controls a clit like me. You know what's fucking crazy is like no wonder my mom thought we were so fucked when we were kids because like she would like buy us or like let us watch these movies or whatever, and then like think and like give us a look if we'd say that that we're the clit commanders or if that. I remember this is no bullshit, and I probably told this story before. I'll make it quick. When we were kids, I knew there was that magazine called Crack Magazine, but in South Park, they referred to a magazine as Crack Whore Magazine. And I thought that was the Cracked magazine they had at the store across the street. And they were talking about South Park in it. And me and my cousin, we asked our moms who when I was a kid, me and my cousin lived across the hall from each other in the same apartment building. And we were both like, oh, can you guys go to the store for us? Or can we go to the store? Because we each want to get a copy of Crack Whore magazine. This is what we said to our mothers. And my mom was like, "Crack Whore magazine." I can like see her saying that like, "Crack." Where did you even hear that word? South Park. Never once did my mom say you can't watch South Park. Never once can you not watch Chappelle's Show or anything. The only thing my mom had a problem with was the D12 album Devil's Night. She had a problem with that album. Maybe it was that one song, "Don't You Want to Be Fucked From Behind." Like I'm like playing it in the fucking living room in an apartment building where you can fucking hear everything. I didn't like Clerks 3. What about the documentary called Clerk? Not bad. About Kevin Smith. Please tell me you have seen Red State and Tusk by Kevin Smith. I haven't. Red State is one of my favorites. I have the DVD and Blu-ray. No, I haven't seen. I know what that Tusk is about, but I have no interest in watching that. I love Clerks. I love Clerks 2 as well. Have you ever seen? I've heard of White Boys. I like Not Another Teen Movie. I love Not Another Teen Movie, dude. Absolutely love that film. I'm getting pussy no matter what, even if it's with dirty slut. True love is what I want the most. I just jerked off in your French toast. Dude, the movies of that era, the early 2000s, they were fucking mental. Mental, dude. There was like obviously like the sort of the name the Walmart of that type of movie with like American Pie, but you had movies like Freddy Got Fingered, you had movies like Road Trip, you had movies like The New Guy, all these like fucking just like good movies, dude. But yeah, I just jerked off on your French toast. And a fucking crazy thing happens in Road Trip with that. The guy shoves the French toast up his ass and then walks out and pours him fresh coffee, walks back, puts it on the plate, and brings it out again. That reminds me of Clerks 2, where he's like, they made him shove a pickle up his ass and walk 10 feet. And every time he dropped the pickle, he had to pick it up, take a bite, reinsert, and walk again. Don't worry, it only took him 4 bites before he could keep it inserted. Fuck, dude. Matter of fact, Clerks 2 was one of the burnt ones from my aunt's friend. And I still got it. So Clerks 2, Heavy Metal 1 and 2, Fritz the Cat. My Fritz the Cat is from that. Where is Fritz the Cat? I don't like when this happens. Where's Fritz the Cat? I'm fucking stoned. Oh, I see it. Yeah. Because I don't have a name brand fucking edition of Fritz the Cat. If there's features on it, who knows what. But speaking of Fritz the Cat, actually, a few months ago I picked up a Ralph Bakshi art book and I put that on the top shelf and sort of rearranging the books and stuff. I'm keeping everything that's up there now, but I just want to rearrange a few things. There's actually a couple of books I'm probably going to see if my brother wants. If he doesn't, I'll just donate to the library. That's how I do it. I don't donate my books to bookstores and shit like that. To thrift stores. I donate them to libraries because I'd rather go to a library than go to some like that where they're actually like I respect what libraries do. I love libraries, by the way. There's actually a friend of mine lives in a small town like about 40 minutes away from here, and there's this old library, like it's like a 160-year-old building or some shit, and it's the old library, but it's now a tattoo studio, and I think that's fucking sick. But like they left all like the outside, like they left it how it is. I watched Fast Times dozens and dozens of times as a teen. Oh, dude, I love it. Great music taste. Yeah, I know it. I love a lot of music, but only collect the primarily listen to one artist, the same one I've been obsessed with since 2001, when I was 15 years old. His name is Brian Tansnew and goes by BT. Never heard of him. Red State was all right. Early 2000 movies were insane. Yes. Road Trip is so good. Love it. There's a great movie called Goat, produced by James Franco, who also plays in it, but it's all about frat hazing. Oh, do you know what's crazy? I've watched a documentary. I think it was Todd Phillips, the guy that made Joker. He did a documentary about like uh I think it was like about a fraternity. It was fucking insane though. I gave a bunch of Batchkey. I I have a bunch of Batchkey VHS and DVD. Yeah, I need to get some. I got for Batchkey, I got Fritz the Cat, I got Cool World. Um I have like bootlegs of Fire and Ice, Hey Good Looking, Coonskin. But yeah, I need to get actual copies of those. But again, it's not a priority. Like for me, like I have my DVD of Fritz the Cat and I have my Heavy Metal. Those are my two favorite animated movies of all time. Those as well as Akira. And probably Beavis and Butthead movie and Simpsons movie. I think those are all really solid, practically done, traditionally animated films. I know there's some CG in Beavis and Butthead Do America as well as Akira, but Heavy Metal is 100% hand done Canadian fucking madness, dude. That like makes it even better to me, the fact that it's a Canadian film. And I have my dad's original copy that he bootlegged, and I've got an actual official VHS release, and then I have a bootleg DVD. Because fuck it. Fuck it. 666 if I should take a piss and then roll another joint. 666. Give me a second, guys. Let me go pee pee. Fucking shirt is short as a fucking cunt. Whoa. Yeah, I'm fucked. I'm so used to having Kayla here that this entire week I still put the fucking seat down every goddamn time. It's like ingrained. I've lived with women my whole fucking life, so it's. Oh, I forgot. We gotta roll some drugs for the children. All right. Oh, the fucking mouse went right over to the close button. Almost closed my window. Oh, cracked the old neck. I just bought my second order out of 4 total of 80 total complete series on DVD, like Hercules, Diagnosed Murder, Hell on Wheels, Gilligan's Island. I've seen every episode of Gilligan's Island multiple fucking times, dude. It's such a good show. Cool World kind of torpedoed Batsky's career. Studios wanted another Roger Rabbit. I need to see it again. Very unique movie, that one. Yeah, because it's like it shows like a guy inside of his cartoon studio and shit. I always thought that was fucking awesome. Stumbled upon that movie like when I was a kid, and yeah, it's worth rewatching. Got some weed here, marijuana, in a dollar store jar. The best way to store your dope. I'm not exaggerating. This piece right here is 1/4 of an ounce. This is a 1/4 of an ounce piece of weed, and it looks like an eighth. It's dense like this. I'm pushing hard. Like this is a solid fucking shot. I remember when I got this weed, I bought 1/2 ounce. I was looking at it, I was like, fuck, that seems like short. Like what the fuck's going on? Short. And I gotta reweigh it right now, and we'll just see if I'm a liar. I have a scale so I can fucking weigh pounds and pounds of yayo. That's insane. Where's it at? I'm just trying to weigh the rest of it. Wow. Okay. So I don't think I have to get weed tomorrow, but Sunday. Oh. Because once my wife comes back, I know it's going to be a fucking hello, my name is Dr. Green Thumb type of fucking shit happening. Fucking scale. What other good animated shows were there back then? There was that show Boondocks was fucking awesome. John Callahan's Quads, Mission Hill we've talked about, Undergrads we've talked about. VZ I think picked up Mission Hill on my recommendation, dude, and I think he liked it. So, and that's a show about a cartoonist, you know. It all comes back to fucking. Oh yeah, I forgot. Last night there was a huge thunderstorm here, and my dog Oliver, he knocked my bud buster off the fucking thing, but it seems to be fine. Chunk of cosmic funk. Shatter the glass like a Shaq Fu dunk. Good dope. There it goes. Into the coffee grinder it goes. Into Walmart we go. 666 if you know who says that. It's your boy. I want to say the name, but I want to see if someone else says it. Because when that oh fuck. I was like, I feel something spraying out the side of this. Yeah, it's weed because there's a crack, and like there was already the crack, but now it's fucked. Now it's even worse. Holy fuck, dude. What did I do? It's a fucking nightmare. There's so much crystal and like hash caked in this fucking thing. You can't even see the bottom. What? Once that gets to a point of like concern, what I do is I just put it into this jar. So this is just a jar of the crystal. Like the keef, people call it keef. I don't call it keef because that's too close to kife, which is bad. Anyways, let's get back to topic here. I'm fucking stoned. This is fucking awesome, man. My wife is finally gonna fucking come home tomorrow. Oh my god, we're having such a good fucking meal. We're having a good fucking day. Well, I'm not gonna see her till like fucking afternoon, but I mean, also if you didn't hear, tomorrow at 12 o'clock noon, I'll be going live with the homie Sawblade 666, talking shop, talking comics, talking bullshit. So stop by tomorrow. Mission Hill is great. Thanks for the rec. Duckman is another great. Yeah, that one. And The Critic. If you've seen The Critic, there's a bunch of good shows. Like, you'd never know them all. Like, there's the Mike and Spike festivals. Like, you can find some compilations on YouTube if you want to look at like just like some like shorts like that are just like you're never gonna fucking see anywhere else. There's I actually scored a cool tape. I forget where I got it, but it's a compilation of clips from a Spike and Mike festival. There it is. Follow these rules, you'll have mad bread to break up. If not, 24 years on the wake up. All right. Crack is whack. The Critic is good as well. Yeah, The Critic's good as fuck. Whoa. Yeah. You know, guys, I think I'm gonna call it because I gotta get up in decent time to clean and also prepare for the live show and all that stuff. So I think I'm gonna call it. I'm going to sit here and enjoy the rest of my fucking edible high, smoke this joint, and call it a night. I also want to save my voice. I don't want to fucking sit here for 5 hours and then wake up and try to go for 3 hours with Dan. So come by tomorrow, 12 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. We'll be shooting the shit. So audio 666. And I appreciate everybody for stopping by. Let the sin begin.